Hello, this is Roland Walton. I want to say again, this is part 4 of a little series I'm making about emotions. You have to learn not to give yourself to others. Your reactions to everything. Your reactions are giving yourself. When you get excited about something, when you become angry about something, when you are hurt about something, when you resent something, when you're angry about something, when you're a little bit irritated at something, okay? When you're too attentive to someone, like you feel like you have to. I'll give you a classic example. You know, when you go for a job interview or you meet someone new or something, then you feel like you have to give yourself to everything that they say. Oh yes, and smile, and you have to be on. See, you know that, right? At work or some places where you feel like you have to be on. Then how do you feel afterwards? Well, you feel drained. You are actually drained. Okay? So what I'm saying is that it's not good. In the Bible it says, in the Old Testament, and Christ repeated it. They asked him, what's the greatest commandment? He said, you should love the Lord your God with all your heart, mind, soul, and strength. There are different variations of it, but it's basically the same thing. Love God with all your mind, all your heart, all your soul, all your strength. And your neighbor as yourself. See? But we don't know what loving our neighbor means. To a large extent, loving your neighbor is not giving yourself to them too much. I'll give you an example. Kids. Parents, good parents know that if you do too much for your child, it's not good for them. It weakens them, and they resent it. When you worry about them, it's not good for them, and they resent it. See? And so what do? What happens is the kids become spoiled or they become rebellious. See? They don't learn how to do for themselves. What's the old expression? It's better to, if you give a person a fish, then the person can eat for a day. If you teach a person to fish, then the person can eat for a lifetime. You get the idea. So parents who do too much for their kids, how about enablers? See? Well, when you give your stray emotions to things, you are enabling those things. They take your emotion, they take your energy. You have to learn to go through life, see, without giving yourself. Because when you become drained, see, how many diseases are the result of being drained? How many conditions are the result of being drained? So there are a lot of problems with giving up your life, which is what you do. When you react to a person, a situation, an object, an incident, a phone call, a letter, when you bump your knee on the chair and become angry, when you're in traffic, when you become tense, you're giving something of yourself, you're giving up your energy. When you become tense, when you become nervous, when you become irritated. So I want you to start to get in the habit of watching all the little things that you react to and realize that these are indulgences. It's like spending money. See, you spend a lot of money and then you don't have any money left. It's the same idea, but it's even worse because when you don't have any life force left, then it's not good. Okay? So you need to keep your life force. You need to keep it so that you can live long enough to find out what else you need to know to live forever. You need your life force. You mustn't just give it up. You mustn't give it up to other people or give it up to incidents. So we're very reactive. Now, some people don't show it on the surface. You don't see it, but underneath they are. They're emotional underneath. You know that, don't you? Maybe if you have kids, teenagers, on the surface, you may not see it. See, if you have a teenager, the face may be impassive. I don't know. What's wrong? Nothing. But underneath, see? So, you know, I've written about this so much and made so many videos on it. When we're little children, emotions are natural. That's what we inherit. We inherit the ego emotional life. And emotions power the ego. Okay? The ego reacts to things as a little child, and those are challenges, and that's how the ego grows. So that's natural. Then you become an adult. But when you become an adult, then you have to learn to lay down the emotional life. See? And begin to pick up the spiritual life. Now that's reserved for the second half of life. But when you're in your 20s and 30s, you can learn to be less reactive. Because you know you're never at your best when you're emotional, are you? Never. You're at your best when you're calm, reasonable, rational. And other people appreciate it when you're calm, not when you're emotional. So I can't emphasize enough that you giving of yourself. There's just so many things I could say about it. But you know people who give of themselves too much. Sometimes they die young of some condition because they just gave everything. See? So other people will start to take advantage, or other people may not want them to give everything and don't even realize that they are, but they are. They give everything. Okay? So, not good. You got to be more like the orchestra conductor. Conductors live long. They're some of the longest living. That's one of the professions where people live the longest. The orchestra conductor. He directs things. He doesn't react emotionally. He directs things. Okay. So you have to go through life as like an orchestra conductor. Okay. Or on the other hand, like an observer, observing things. And when things happen, you don't react to them. You have to learn not to react. So you need to have you need to learn the little meditation that I have. Not any meditation, but the meditation that I have teaches you how to become centered and observe calmly. Stand back and observe calmly. That's what you need, the ability to stand back. You know, if two people are having an argument, then if one of them takes a step back, gets the big picture, okay, then that person is in control and usually resolves the situation. Okay? You have to be able to take a step back. When you're a boss at work, you have to take a step back and be neutral. For an attitude of friendly neutrality. Two workers come with an issue and you listen to both sides. You have a friendly, neutral attitude. You just hear what it is, and then if there's action to take, you take action. See? You're very good at doing that at work. If you're a plumber or a carpenter or an accountant or a doctor or whatever you are, there's an issue, the client has an issue, you solve it. Okay? You don't become emotional. See? You shouldn't become emotional. So you see that, don't you? When kids have issues, they love their parents to be calm. But I want to emphasize to you that when every little reaction that you have, every little tiny irritation, every little tiny excitement, every giving of yourself to others drains you. Doesn't serve any good purpose whatsoever. See? May even addict the other person to being dependent on your reaction and taking energy from you. See, when you give up energy, then some people are able to take it. So you have to learn to seal the world off. Sure, you'll still be friendly and you'll do business with people and you'll have your family and so on, but not so emotional. Okay? How many of you know people that have emotional problems? They're too emotional. Maybe when you were a kid, your mom was upset and angry at her husband, at your dad, and unhappy, and you said, "Oh, Mom, it's not so bad. Come on, let's go shopping," or something. You tried to cheer her up, but sometimes you couldn't. Okay? We also know people who are out of control. When they become emotional, they're out of control. Not good. When you see people at some dance or some concert, or a mob, totally out of control, there's emotions. So you have to go the other way. Become calmer. Be more dispassionate. See, more reasonable. And then save your emotions. See, and remember what you're doing. You're saving your life force. Now, just a word of caution. You can't seal yourself off by becoming resentful or hiding. See? Because if you hide from the world somewhere, go off and hide, you'll still react to your thoughts. You'll think of things and they'll upset you. You'll remember what somebody said and it'll upset you. See? Or there'll be other upsets. You go hide on the side of a mountain and before long there's a bear that comes by and eats your food, and there's a rainstorm and there's a leak in the roof. And see, there's always going to be something. So you have to, no matter where you are, there's no use going to hide. You have to just be where you're at and practice the meditation. Where you're at. You don't have to go anywhere. Just where you're at. Go quietly into your room and close the door and practice the meditation. Learn to become objective, to become calm, to have a little bit of mental distance to things. More the observer and not so reactive. Then go out in the world. And the other, I wanted to say also, you can't seal yourself off by resenting. That's what a lot of people do. We resent someone. That's how we tried to hold them off. But you know what resentment is? It's a reaction. Resentment, anger, hostility, suppressed. What? You know how bad that is? People are resentful and angry underneath, and they keel over from a heart attack or something. Not good. You have to learn not to react in the first place. You can learn it with the meditation very quickly. Then you'll go out in the world, you'll be less reactive, and less reactive. And then you'll begin to see old reactions arising, old conditioned responses. You'll say, wow, I didn't know I got so angry when I bumped my knee on the chair. I didn't know that I would jam my finger when I was washing dishes, and because I was thinking about what somebody said and I was a little bit angry. I didn't know that when I became angry I would, grip the wheel so hard that I would hurt my hand. I didn't know that. I didn't know that I was irritated at my kids, impatient with my kids, see? I didn't know that. Now you see it, so just watch it. Don't react to it. Don't react to your reaction. Don't resent your resentment. Don't be angry at your anger. Just see it. Whatever it is, whatever surfaces, see? Just observe it. Don't resent yourself. Don't resent the other people. Okay? If you do become emotional, then just see it. Okay, I did. I blew it. Sorry. Okay? But just see it. Don't try to hide it. Don't try to suppress it. That's the other thing people do. They suppress it. That's not good either because they're down there and they cause health issues and so on. So I think you got the idea. Get the meditation. Learn to practice the meditation. Okay? My name is Roland.